It's time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. A stifling and record-breaking heat wave continues across the east into the south. The heat in the east and major metro areas. That heat in major metro areas will persist, while the relentless heat in Texas and adjacent states will linger through the upcoming weekend. A number of states in the northern plains and upper Midwest will have poor air quality due to the Canadian wildfires. Closer to home, sunny and warm temperatures persist through the weekend. Isolated to scattered showers and storms are possible in area mountains, and a backdoor cold front could bring cooler temperatures on Monday and Tuesday, along with area-wide rain chances. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. Several Democrat ward chairs were attempting to work with candidates in their district via the Vote Builder program, and there's a rumor that they're soon going to lose access to that program if they've not done so already. Leaks to the press were one of the factors cited for that decision. So much for the party of transparency. Also, the language in the past was that the Democratic Party of New Mexico was suspending operations for the Democratic Party of Otero County pending investigation. But more recent language refers to the DPOC as effectively dissolved. The Otero County Board of Commission has a scheduled regular meeting for today at 9 a.m. at the Otero County Administration Building. That's 1101 New York. You can find the agenda and all associated documents by visiting the Otero County Administration Facebook page. New business today. Request to advertise and schedule a public hearing to establish a Keep Otero County Beautiful Advisory Board. Discuss and consider agenda items to submit to the City of Alamogordo for the upcoming joint meeting. Discuss and approve options for the Otero County Prison re-roof project. That's budgeted right now at $1.2 million. And there's going to be a Health Council presentation to go over their mission, action teams, health equity, and areas of priority. Saturday, September 9th. We're just days away from the annual 9/11 stair climb.
This is Lieutenant William Skeggs with Alamogordo Fire Department, and I would like to extend an invitation to our entire community to join us Saturday, September 9th at the New Mexico Museum of Space History for our annual 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb. Together, we can pay homage to the lives lost and demonstrate our unity and resilience as a community. To register, please visit spacetrail.org/sites/stair climb. Or visit the Alamogordo Fire Department Facebook page for more information.
The Alamogordo Fire Department Facebook page has more information as well as links in order to get yourself registered. Again, that's this coming Saturday. Alamogordo Public Schools is offering after-school dinners. More now from Sarah Morrow.
The Alamogordo Public Schools Student Nutrition Department is excited to announce that the Early Childhood Education and Care Department after-school program dinners for the 2023-24 school year are here. Any student who stays after school in an instructed after-school program will receive a dinner composed of 5 snack-like items. This includes, but is not limited to, bands, choirs, organized fitness activities, homework assistance, AFJROTC, and more. These meals are snack-like items for easy distribution and consumption in classroom or outside, but must be consumed on site. These meals are free to all students at all schools and all after-school programs, regardless of household income. The menu is posted on the Alamogordo Public Schools Facebook page. For Crazy Radio, I'm Sarah Morrow.
The Tularosa Wildcat Cheer Mini Camp is going on September 29th and September 30th. The price is $40 per camper. Registration is September 12th and 14th. If you have any questions, please contact Coach Samantha, 575-921-8510, or visit the Tularosa Schools Facebook page. As discussed last week, due to running for office, Pastor Warren Robinson is unable to bring us his inspirational moment, and his substitute isn't available just yet. So I looked into the old Rolodex and cashed in a favor from an old friend. This is Pastor Lauren Noble.
Good morning, 95.1 listeners. This is Pastor Lauren Noble, subbing for Pastor Warren Robinson, giving you an inspirational moment. The uncertainty of life. I think about this past year, and I have moved 1,200 miles to help my mother with her medical issues. I have changed jobs 3 times this year, and many times I ask myself, so what's next? But in the uncertainty of life, I can be assured, and we can, that God already has the what's next in mind, and He already has a plan, and the what next requires me to take steps of action when He opens the door for me, and to act in faith that that is what He really needs and where I need to be. And sometimes faith is not an easy thing for me or any of us, because, especially for me, because I'm very much into I want answers right this minute, and I don't always get them. But I know that He does have a plan for our lives, and He is in control of where we're going. So I just want to say a prayer for us and give you blessings on this. Father, I do pray that those times that many of us as listeners think about the what's next, that we can rest in comfort that You do know the what's next, and You have a plan, and we just need to take action when we see that and move in the direction we need to. Amen. May God richly bless you and keep you. And if Pastor Warren Robinson is not available next week, I will sub for him once again, and blessings to you.
He says that his mom is getting better, and she only has vision in half of each eye. Doctors are suggesting that she suffered a mini stroke back in March, even though the MRIs don't show up. News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
AlamogordoTownNews.com is a locally owned website featuring local news matters from a local perspective that affects you, and we bring it to you directly. Plus, local sports, cultural arts, and events. Online, AlamogordoTownNews.com. Owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Alexi Treviso, you remember her? That's the young woman, read that, monster, who threw away and killed her newborn baby while in the hospital in Artesia. Well, it seems that Treviso is trying to make something of her time before going to trial by attending online classes with NMSU. But an online petition with over 23,000 signatures wants to have Treviso disenrolled. Many in the public feel that she should not be allowed to seek an education while awaiting trial and should instead be in jail. Treviso's lawyer says that the petition is unfair, stating it denies Treviso a fundamental right that all Americans have to education. No, counselor, your public education ends at high school. She's enrolled in college. The attorney also cautioned everyone to remember that Treviso is innocent until proven guilty, and that a person awaiting trial should be allowed to access education, considering that convicted criminals are allowed education while serving sentences in prison. Again, counselor, we're talking about two very different things. But my question is right now, how much are we paying for this education? Answer? I have no idea, and we'll never know. Treviso's trial is set to begin in Eddy County in August of 2024. She faces life in prison if convicted. A 22-year-old man from Shiprock was sentenced to prison for a crash that left a passenger in his vehicle dead back in 2021. Keanu Marcel Upshaw, an enrolled member of the Navajo Nation, was sentenced to 37 months in prison after he pled guilty to involuntary manslaughter. Upon his release from prison, Upshaw will possibly face 3 years of supervised release. Over the course of a 4-day operation in August, the Chaves County Metro Narcotics Task Force and the U.S. Homeland Security Investigations completed 92 arrests. The operation also resulted in the seizure of 2,083 fentanyl pills, 114.2 grams of methamphetamine, and 12 illegal firearms. The operation took place in Roswell and Chaves County from August 15th through the 18th. The Roswell Police Department says that the New Mexico State Police, Chaves County Sheriff's Office, U.S. Marshal Service, U.S. Enforcement and Removal Operations, the Texas Army National Guard, 5th Judicial District Attorney's Office, and the Chaves County Magistrate Court all played a role in the success of this warrant roundup. Crews with the Albuquerque Fire Rescue officials have determined that the cause of the big plastics facility fire to be undetermined. Isn't that the exact opposite of determining a cause? I mean, is I don't know a valid answer? Really? According to Albuquerque Fire Rescue, they began the investigation on August 6th. Officials interviewed employees and processed the scene. During their investigation, it was discovered that a car was parked near an area where smoke breaks are taken by employees.
That's where the fire started, so they really just tried to determine if that fire started outside the vehicle or if the vehicle was part of that source.
That's Lieutenant Jason Faher of the Albuquerque Fire Rescue speaking with KOAT.
They have a couple more interviews to conduct, and they said they're hoping to have that cause here in the next couple of days.
Officials say there is no evidence or admission from a staff member that a cigarette may have started the fire, and that hypothesis cannot be proven. Yesterday, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham announced plans to request $30 million from the legislature in the upcoming session in order to construct an institute focused on improving literacy skills for New Mexicans of all ages. Preliminary data shows a 4.3% increase in reading proficiency for 3rd through 8th grade students. The governor's strategy also includes making sure that New Mexico colleges and universities are adequately trained in the science of reading to students in its education program. The science of reading is being implemented across the state at all levels of learning. A New Mexico-based high school teacher criticized the Rio Rancho Public School District for banning safe space signs as well as the pride flag being associated with classroom signs as part of a policy to eliminate any material depicting political messages. Not a bad idea. Opponents of this decision, though, state that the safe space signs are intended for students of color and students who are part of the LGBTQ plus community.
I'm not sure where this is coming from, why these signs have to change, or why they have to be these new signs which completely are inadequate in signaling anything that's meaningful for our students. An
anonymous teacher from Cleveland High School speaking with KOB.
LGBTQ students, the statistics are really clear. They experience more bullying. They're, as a result, more likely to experience mental health issues or suicidal ideations. And so safe spaces are places where students feel they can just be themselves.
The Rio Rancho Public School District is reportedly instructing teachers to also remove pronouns from their email signatures, stating they only want the title and name. The Rio Rancho Public School District released a statement which reads, "We believe that all buildings, classrooms, and playgrounds should be safe zones. We are all unified in this effort and chose not to represent one group of students individually from another, but rather each school is unified in their support of all students, regardless of race, religion, color, national origin, ancestry, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, spousal affiliation, physical or cognitive disability, or any other distinguishing characteristics, or an association with a person or group with any person with one or more of the actual or perceived distinguishing characteristics." Congratulations to the Rio Rancho Public Schools. I like it. Let's stop separating people and remember that we are one people. Sports and weather are next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this: without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
In volleyball action today, Estancia heads to Capitan, Dexter at Hagerman, and Mescalero Apache heads to the New Mexico Military Institute. In football today, Legacy Academy at Lordsburg, Hope Christian at Socorro, Alamogordo heads to Capital. Go Tigers! Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies, mostly clear tonight, sunny tomorrow. Your high today in the basin, 97, low tonight of 70, high tomorrow, 96 degrees. In Cloudcroft, increasing cloudiness with a 20% chance of showers and storms. Mostly clear tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow. There's also a 10% chance of showers and storms. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 75, low tonight of 47, high tomorrow, 75 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.com, and learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. We've also launched the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel, which will feature our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. That concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.